Now, again, it's still just practice. You know, there's a lot of Dak normally never looks great in practice. I guess I never thought he really looked that great in games, but he makes plays in the fourth quarter. But I was waiting for the whoa, like that you know, Xavier Woods is having a camp or nobody can dispute it. John Bay Johnson, up until yesterday, was having a camp. No one could dispute it. These corners out here with Cheeto and Jordan Lewis, there's just some guys. Michael Gallup has been dominating. Dak, I was waiting to say, hey, like this is the leap. You know, you can see it, and I don't think we're at that point yet. I'm not panicking. I'm not freaking out, but yeah, I think the defense has gotten the better of him and the offense over the past 3 days.
That's probably true. I don't think there's really any doubt about that one.
Now, he has not had Amari Cooper. As KT, Dak's agent, continued to point out yesterday, Amari has been sidelined with a minor heel injury. But that's the storyline that's developing around Dak.
Yeah, and that's fine. He looked kind of Dacky, like normal. It's like normal Dak, like last year Dak, the year before, in practice. You know, he's never been a great practice player. You know, I don't know what to take from that because I don't really ever value practice because I was a terrible practice player myself. Same for Tim Tebow. Tebow's not a great practice player. But then again, I know people like to talk about that. They like to break it down and see how coaches love practice. That's why I hate coaches, because they love practice. Okay, that's why I don't like coaches. But, you know, he hasn't been as sharp as he was in the first go. It's weird because he's gotten less sharp as the practices have gone on.
Right.
Very odd.
Well, the first practices didn't have any defense. It was air, for the most part.
Right, but even the beginning of the team practices, he was still good. And then, because they had all practices all last week, and it wasn't until about Friday that he really started to kind of poop the bed, if you will.
Plus, I feel like, you know, this doesn't get talked about. You're facing the same people over and over and over and over. So I would think that those tendencies would favor the defense towards knowing routes and certain things that are coming.
Yeah, they have to know it's coming.
Right? I mean, there has to be a certain point in time, but we can talk to Rod Marinelli about that coming up at 8:40. But yesterday was the annual blue-white scrimmage.
Oh, man. All right, guys. It is Monday. I hate Mondays. I just, oh man. It took every bit of me to get up this morning to come to work. I'm thankful for my job and everything, but oh my God, the weekends are so fast. God. But anyway, guys, what y'all just heard was a little audio, 105.3 The Fan, about the Dak Prescott situation yesterday. Now, y'all know Dak Prescott. When you talk about him, it's almost talking about religion. You got your Dak haters out there. You got your people that want him gone. You got your people that want to get rid of him and put Cooper Rush in there or whatever. Then you got your Dak lovers out there. Then you got your ones that are kind of in between, kind of still giving faith and, you know, trying to give him a chance. Dak Prescott has taken a lot of criticism already. After that practice yesterday, which really was a practice, they called it a scrimmage because, hell, they have those all the time. They just don't televise them. But I guess they called it a blue and white scrimmage yesterday. And from what they saw, they took the little that they saw yesterday, they took that and ran with it. Oh, Dak sucks. Oh, Dak still looks like Dak. Oh, Dak this, Dak that. I didn't see any progression on his footwork and whatever. So I was like, whoa, you know. But that's the game. That's social media. You know, everybody's opinion is different. You get what I'm saying? So, what I will say is, what I saw yesterday, and this was the first thing a lot of people have seen because of what I keep saying. You know, we're not out there in Oxnard like some people can be. We don't live in California. So we just kind of have to wait on, you know, footage and things being posted and etc. And this was the first kind of glimpse for a lot of people to really see what the Dallas Cowboys have been doing and progressing and practicing. So, a lot of people took this and ran with it. And what I saw yesterday is it was practice. I saw bad angles by the cameramen, and I'm not making excuses. A lot of times in these blue and white games, you're not going to get the full effect because they don't want you to see certain things. They don't want to reveal their hand or their strategy. So I saw a lot of unpurposely bad angles by the cameraman. Just the presentation in the nutshell was horrible. Now that's just the presentation of it. I haven't got to the players yet. I saw some standout rookies. Tony Pollard looked great. Weber looked great. He looked explosive. Looked like a really good hole hitter. So I got a pretty good feeling he's going to make this team this year. Tony Pollard looked like he could catch, like they said he could do, catch balls out of the backfield. He's going to be a real X factor for this team. What's his name? Vanjay, whatever his name. I'm sorry if I butchered his name. He had some good looks, just couldn't bring him down. Dak got the ball to him. He looked good in practice all the way up until yesterday. But Dak, put the ball. Now, the defense was phenomenal. They weren't perfect, but they were pretty good. They the secondary looked like a swarm of bees. They were swarming around that ball. They had very good coverage. X-Man looked good. X-Man got another pick yesterday, I believe. But a lot of these picks that Dak's throwing, they are tip picks. And what I mean by tip picks, they're either bouncing off the receiver's hands. Most of the time, they're bouncing off the receiver's hands. And sorry about that, guy. Train going by. But they're bouncing off the receiver's hands. And, Dak's putting them there, but it's the receiver's job to bring it down. Like I was coached back in the day, if the ball touches your hand, it's a catchable ball. But once again, I'm not making excuses, for anybody. I'm just saying, guys, let's not put too much stock. Some in my eye. Let's not put too much stock into what we saw yesterday. It was a practice/scrimmage blue and white game. And there's plenty of time for the Cowboys to get better before the season starts. If you thought they weren't that good, I'm not gonna say, oh, they were horrible. Oh, they were. I'm not gonna say that because it's not my place. But I can tell you what I did see. The one thing I did see good with Dak is his squaring up looks a little better. His footwork looked a little better. The only thing I still kind of have a problem with, and I know this is just practice, but still holding on the ball too long. Second and third guessing himself. Receivers are open, but it seemed like he's still kind of waiting on them to be covered. Then he throws the ball. So I guess he's throwing the ball a second too late. What else did I see? Now, being a secondary guy, playing football, having experience in playing football on different levels, I will say that when you know your quarterback, when you know their motions, their footwork, and you're studying how they throw the ball, their eye contact, their motions before they throw the ball, it's a lot easier to get an interception, and it's a lot easier to break up a pass. It's a lot easier to defend your quarterback when you know him. Like he just said, the guy on the radio just said, you're going against the same guys, day in and day out, which is your own secondary. They know you better than anybody, so they're gonna know where you're going, who you're going to. There's still tight windows you can throw the ball in, which we haven't seen yet, but all of this is to be determined to me. There's still time. I'm not going to judge Dak off of this one scrimmage. I've heard good things about what he's done up until yesterday, I guess. But like I say, guys, let's not put too much stock in what we've seen. That's all I got for this morning, man. I just kind of wanted to base my opinion off that blue and white game that of Dak and what they're saying about Dak Prescott already. Let's not be too hard on him, guys. Zeke wasn't there. We got to try to figure out life without Zeke because he just might not be there. And I don't know. It is what it is right now. Let's get through a full preseason game. We got the 49ers coming up on the 10th. I think that's this Saturday. So let's see how it goes then. If any of the starters play, hopefully they will. But let's get into these preseason games and see how Dak does, and before we start criticizing and putting him down as Cowboy fans. But that's all I got, guys. Y'all have a good day, good work morning or whatever, and I'll see y'all later. Make sure you stay cowboyed up and prayed up because you never know what the day is going to bring you. Holla back at your boy.
And the only thing else I got to say is,